Well, thank you very much. I really want to thank the Hilton that we're staying at, and thank the City of New Orleans and the Sugar Bowl staff for first of all, treating our players and our staff like royalty. They've done that, and the practice facility at the Dome has been phenomenal. Made this comment early in the week that there's some positive things, some great things about the BCS system, the way it's set up. And we were fortunate enough in 2006 to be part of the one game that was separated away from the other games, and that was a great experience. What happens at times is a great bowl like the Sugar Bowl, people look at it as a second tier, and the best thing that's happened this week is our players have not done that at all. Our players have attacked this thing. I have great admiration for the way they've done that, and we gave them a little history lesson on the proud history of the Sugar Bowl about New Orleans, and they've responded very well. So with that said, I do want to show our appreciation for the way we've been treated, and we're anxious to play a national championship caliber team like the University of Cincinnati.
We will take questions. We have microphones on both sides of the room. Just remember to state your name and your media outlet.
Buddy Martin from Gator Country. Coach Meyer, we talked to Tebow yesterday about the things he has learned from you as being your final game. Talk about what you have learned from Tim Tebow.
Oh, it'd be hard if we had a couple hours, maybe a couple days to tell you. Tim has taught me about priorities in life. He's taught me about giving back, about if there's any way possible to make someone's day brighter. You have an opportunity to do that, you do that. He's taught our team that. I think he's taught the college football world that. There's other great young men in this country. I hear him more and more talking about things that Tim, I just remember the young man who won the Heisman for Alabama, and it sounded like Tim a little bit. And that just tells you that, I hear Colt McCoy and I hear all these other players, and that, not saying that didn't exist in the past, but maybe not to the same extent that it does right now.
Jeremy Fowler, Orlando Sentinel. Coach, before you decided to have your change of heart on Sunday, when you were at the point where you wanted to finalize the resignation, what was the timing of it all? Why did you guys decide to go through with it before the game as opposed to after?
I think there'll be an appropriate time to address some of those situations. Today would not be the day. This is about a celebration of a great football game with two really good teams, one undefeated team and one team that was undefeated until the SEC championship game. So the focus, and we've done a good job on that. The focus is on doing the best job we possibly can to go win that game. And at the appropriate time, I know I'd get some questions about that, but I'm not. It would be really inappropriate to have any other discussion other than our football team, our football players, and trying to go win a tough game.
Peter Carasotis, Florida Today. The 911 tape was released yesterday. You've talked about it last week. Shelley on the phone talking about heart problems. The report 3 weeks ago was dehydration. Why was that misinformation 3 weeks ago, and why not just be forthright about it then instead of now?
I will make a comment about that because Steve and I did talk about that. This will be the only comment I'll make, is that I think when you're dealing with family members, I have 3 children that mean more to me than anything. I have a football team that means more to me than anything, and I didn't want it to get out at all. And then we were very careful. I didn't want alarm, and I think at some point, whether you're a football coach or whether you're a lawyer or whatever, you'd think at some point there'd be a lot of respect for families involved and children and 11-year-old boys and 16-year-old girls and 19-year-old girls that, do what you got to do to protect them. If that means not come clean with full details about something very personal, if you can understand that, then first of all, I think you got to recheck yourself. And then second of all, I think at some point you certainly will understand that.
Question over to the left.
Coach Brad Johansson with WKRC in Cincinnati. With your sister Erica firmly entrenched in the administration out at UC, how are the family rooting ranks working for tomorrow?
Well, first of all, it's my older sister, Gigi. She's a provost, assistant provost at Cincinnati, and but she's my sister. So that's why she's been avoiding all interviews at all costs.
Coach Ben Volen from the Palm Beach Post. If you guys had beat Alabama, do you think you would have had this health episode at all, or did it stem from that loss? Or?
I don't know.
We'll go over here.
Coach, Tom Johnson with Fox 35 in Orlando. The reports about your health persist, especially with your heart. Did you at any point during the season have what doctors told you was a heart attack of any sort?
I'm going to talk about our game, and I'm going to talk about the Sugar Bowl and our football team.
I think at this point we'll respect Coach Meyer's wishes and stay away from health and concentrate on football questions. In the back.
Coach Chris Price from TV20, Gainesville, Florida. We talk about the legacy of this senior class, the ones that are finishing up.
We have our ritual that we started 5 years ago, and it's called Senior Tackle. And as I introduce the seniors, I think it's the epitome of what senior tackle is all about, and that's a complete devotion of giving yourself to a good of the order or for a cause, and that cause was to take Florida to the highest possible level with dignity and with respect and doing it the right way, and that's what my admiration for them was. Were there bumps along the road? There are quite a few of them. Did they perform at a high level? Maybe didn't meet expectations of this crazy monster that we fed. In some people's opinion, maybe they have. But I'm awful proud of where they made this, and it's they. It's not a coach. It's not coaches. It's they. They came together for the good of the order, and the good of the order was let's perform at the highest possible level. So it's astounding when you read. Everybody asks about it when you have a chance to reflect, and I have a couple of times. On the plane, someone handed me something. I'll read it, and it's in this day and age in the Southeastern Conference, and it's all cyclical. I remember there was the Big Ten and the Pac-10 are all great conferences. The Big 12 last year, and certainly see the way Nebraska played last year. There's great football last night. There's great teams, great conferences, but it'd be hard to argue that the last 4 or 5 years, the Southeastern Conference has kind of been the strength of the, which is all relative. But to think that they've done that, what they've accomplished in that conference, it's rather remarkable, and that's very proud of that.
Urban, I know your focus here isn't Tim and his NFL future, and we've talked about this a little bit in the past. But do you laugh when you hear about Tim as a fullback, Tim as a tight end, people doubting Tim and his NFL future?
I don't laugh because that's like a child to me. I mean, I don't laugh, and I've seen some draft choices that I scratch my head and and I don't understand it. But I think that's I'm concerned. I hope he goes to the right place. I get very concerned about that. There's no doubt that in my mind he can play quarterback in the NFL. At what style of play? I think that's the that's what the ability to adapt. I think from Josh Harris at Bowling Green to Alex Smith to Chris Leak to Tim Tebow. I think our staff has done a very good job. They're all different players, very, very different players. So the ability to adapt, and some coaches are phenomenal. I mean, some programs in NFL, you watch them, and they just adapt to who they have, and they win. And so I'm hoping he gets to the right place.
Obviously, being a football coach takes endurance, just like being a football player. Is there anything that older, wiser Urban Meyer would tell younger whippersnapper Urban Meyer from beginning days of Bowling Green to obviously from day one at St. X, defensive backs coach in 1985, about endurance and doing that?
That's a great question. You're waiting on that answer. There will be an answer. It won't be at 12 o'clock on whatever day it is today. So, yes, I would. And I already have. I mean, for some reason, a lot of people come talk to me, and we've had some success. And at some point, I will do that. Thanks.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, thank